I am emotional. I am reactive. I am loyal, though. I'm fucking loyal to the people I'm loyal to. I just don't think I make that clear enough. So I plan on making that really clear this game. I would actually like to find one woman and just fucking ride with her.
I pride myself in my social game. I'm hoping it can get me far, but I'm also very, very strategic. I love, my favorite thing to do in these games is like feel out who I'm playing with and then adapt to like who they are as people so that I can like manipulate my way through the game.
With the assumptions that people have about how I play, that being coupled with I really like Ryan would just be bad. But I think also as the game progresses, me not having super tight connections with the people left is going to hurt me a little bit. But I think I'm good enough as a challenge competitor and as a bullshitter that I can maneuver.
What is up, everybody? I am Josh Consalvo. This time for the Big Brother Hometowns Season 14 finale, I have some friends with me ready to go. Let me introduce all the ones that are here on stream, my production friends who I could not do this without. Let me bring on some friends from production. I'm going to bring them all at once. Carl, Max, Krystle are the ones that are here. Mitchell and Dan and Powell are with the jurors right now on the Zoom. How is everybody tonight?
So good. You know, Josh, like in elementary school when you go on a field trip and there's just the air smells different that day. Like that's just what finale night is at BBH. Like it just feels in the air. Like there's just something special about it. It never gets old. I've done this so many times and it still just never gets old. So I'm just so excited to be here.
Carl, you maybe have followed this season more than anyone. What are your thoughts going into finale night?
This has been an amazing season. It's been an amazing opportunity to follow not only the final three, but the 13 house guests who have been evicted. It's been amazing. I'm sad to see it end.
And Krystle, it's your first season on production coming off your win. How has the experience been for you from start to finish?
I have loved every minute of it. I love all these house guests. I'm so excited for them to find all the treasures that wait for them outside of the house. And I much prefer being on the side. Thank you.
In a moment, two of our final three, that being Erica and RT, will compete in part 3 of the final HOH competition. Whoever wins that will cast the sole final vote to evict live. We'll maybe take a beat after that, and then they'll give their opening statements before we hand it over to the jury when they're going to come in one at a time to question our final two. Then at the end, the jury will submit their votes. We'll reveal the votes. We'll reveal the winner. We'll celebrate. We'll have a good time. Carl out of here, Max out of here, Krystle out of here, and let's bring the two people that are about to play in part 3. Bring it on, Ryan. Bring it on, Erica. Hello, friends. Are you ready for this?
No.
No.
Well, it is here one way or another. Let's get right into it. This is part 3 of the final HOH competition. On your sheet of paper, on one side you need an A, one side you need a B. If you've watched any season of Big Brother Hometowns, you know what's coming. Ryan prepared way in advance. Looks like you've been working on that for days.
I got to rep Philadelphia with the Fresh Prince vibe.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
So what's going to happen here is I'm going to read an A or B question that corresponds to a juror who answered a survey. You will answer what you think that juror said. And whoever gets the most points out of 8, because we have 8 jurors, will win. If we go to a tie, we have a stay or fold image tiebreaker. Let's do this. Are we ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Question number 1. When Robert was asked what he valued most as a juror, he said A, social capital, or B, passion and strategy. All right, go ahead and reveal. You both say B. You are both correct. Question number 2. Jabbar said his biggest regret in the game was A, playing his secret advantage, or B, playing for the secret advantage instead of HOH. All right, let's see him. Erica says B. Ryan says A. The correct answer is B, playing for the secret advantage instead of HOH. Erica takes a 2-1 lead. Question number 3. When Courtney was asked who was robbed, she said A, Daniel, or B, Jabbar. All right, let's see him. Erica says Daniel. Ryan says Jabbar. And we are tied back up. That is correct for RT. It was Jabbar. Next question. Danielle said the hardest part of the game was A, trying to get RT out, or B, getting evicted. All right, let's see your answers. You both say A. You're both correct. Next question. AJ said his number 1 ally was A, Lance, or B, Danielle. All right, let's see it. Both say B. You're both correct. 4-4. Jack said the most trustworthy person in the season was A, Allie, or B, Julia. Yep. All right, let's see it. Erica says Julia. Ryan says Allie. The correct answer is Julia. Erica takes a 5-4 lead. 2 questions left, I believe. Yep. Land said if you played BB again, he would A, get on more calls early in the game, or B, form more alliances early in the game. All right, let's see him. You both said A, get on more calls. The correct answer was B, form more alliances. Final question. Daniel said his favorite moment of the game was A, winning Power of Veto at Final 14, or B, his live night HOH. All right, let's see it. Ryan says A, winning POV at Final 14. Erica says B, his live night HOH. Either Ryan has tied this back up or Erica has won the final HOH. The correct answer is A, winning POV at Final 14, and we are tied back up 5-5. All right, so I will show you a tiebreaker image. I'm going to cut the music so you can focus. I'm going to show you a tiebreaker image. I'll ask you a question about that image. Whoever is the closest to the actual answer, high or low, will win the final HOH. So here is the image. All right, how many stars were on the screen? All right, let's see the numbers. Ryan says 56. Erica says 52. Correct answer is 56. Ryan, you've won the final head of household.
That was so close. Oh my God.
So close. Very great competition. Very good. All right. So it's simple. What's going to happen is I'm going to bring Angelica on, and I'm going to let Angelica and Erica both plead their case to Ryan as to who he should take to the final 2. Then Ryan's going to make his decision live. So Angelica, hello. Erica, go first.
Okay. Today has been a whirlwind of a day. I've said what I needed to say in PMs, but I do think, Ryan, that your best shot at winning is against me. I think Angelica has played a killer game, and I do think she would have the jury votes either way. Yeah, I think it's in your best interest to take me, and I hope you can stick to the deal we made.
Angelica.
It's been a whirlwind of emotion. I came on this call really angry, and then they played that video of the 3 of us, and I could stop crying. And then I watched you guys play that comp, and I genuinely was cheering you both on and like excited. So like, oh my God, every single emotion. I've said what I needed to say too, and you know what you're gonna do.
Ryan, floor is yours.
Holy shit. This is tough. You know, I love both of you from the start of this, although we didn't really play games closely with each other, which is what makes this even more crazy. And I really do think both of you have played such phenomenal games, as similar as different as they might be. But this is nothing short of an extremely difficult decision for me, even thinking through it all today. If I was put in this position, it's like a question of me battling between my word and what I feel like is better for my game here. That being said, I think I'm going to evict Erica tonight.
All right, Ryan, that is your decision. And Erica, congratulations on making it all the way to this point. You have played an absolutely stellar game, one that you should be proud of, one that we're very proud of. And we're so glad that you chose to play Big Brother Hometowns. I'm glad to have you as a friend and as well as just an amazing competitor this season. We're going to let you go so you can take a minute, and then you're going to head over to the jury chat. They're on a Zoom right now. I'm sure they're going to be very excited to see you and maybe sad to see you too. Bye, Erica. Love you, girl. All right, Ryan and Angelica, you've gone as far as you can go in this game. The power stays right in your hands here when you have an opportunity to talk to the jury. RT, as the final HOH winner, you can decide who's going to give their opening statement first and second this round, knowing that at the closing speeches, we'll go the opposite direction.
I'll go first.
All right. The floor is yours. I'm going to go off screen, and good luck to the both of you. Once Ryan is done, Angelica, you can go ahead and get started.
So I should go off screen right now too.
You can both hang, but I can take you off screen if you'd like.
Hey, everybody. This has been a crazy game. In my project constantly, I was like, if you asked me at the start of this game if this is how it would have gone, I would have said no way. But I can't say I'm complaining. I've loved how it's gone. I've played a game. I think the key word for it as a whole is adaptation. Coming into here, I was just like, all right, I want to play a game once where I can rely on my social abilities and not have to win competitions. And we've all seen how that's turned out. As soon as the plague challenge hit, I felt good enough being in the pool for most of that, where I felt like I had the connections early enough that I could play a little bit differently and play a little bit more open in the pre-jury. I balanced relationships with alliances and individuals while having the sense and the know-how to slowly sell them out to other people, so that there were always targets in front of me early in the game. We saw people like Nikki and people like Tommy who kind of knew how I played these things and were being fairly vocal about it, leave as soon as they started speaking up about me. But I was also very flexible in the sense that I nominated Nikki, who was able to fix that relationship pretty quickly after. I know the big concern in my game right now is probably my social game, but I promise you it still had its strengths and I wouldn't be sitting here now without it. The person, like I said, Tommy pushing me in the pre-jury, his whole pitch was that I had to leave and he left unanimously. Daniel on live night used his nominations to save me and Jabbar, not to and put up two people who were in favor of Daniel to help me out. Angelica told me she was willing to play the veto on me as the end game hit and her alliance of 4 was controlling the game. She was willing to make that sacrifice. I tried to play a game of honesty and straightforwardness as much as I could in this season. Up until this last vote to eliminate Erica, I stuck to my word 1,000% and who I was going to vote, how I was going to vote. In a game where a lot of stuff was unanimous and people were hesitant to say anything at the start, I was always willing to speak my mind. I always put my money where my mouth was, and I played as straight up as possible. The biggest move of the season that really shook up the dynamics of everything, I think, is easily the me and Jabbar double veto. He reached out to me and said, hey, let's do this. Let's make some friends. And for me, it was perfect. Danielle and AJ were people that I prioritized more than anybody at that point, even if they may have had other priorities. And we were able to save them and kind of open this game up for the both of us while Jack was targeting us. I played past my priorities. I had friends coming into this game, and I avoided playing with them at any cost that I had. I nominated Erica because I told her, I was like, I feel comfortable with you right now only because of our relationship coming in here. I put big risks out there to play closer to my values and how I felt this game should be played to the extent that a non-Big Brother fan can. And I had 9 out of 12 rounds of this game, I had some form of control through a comp win or a podium win, HOHs or vetoes. The only goal of that Final Four alliance at the end game was to get rid of me, and they couldn't pull it off. The fact that I'm still sitting here is only a testament of what I was able to do with the jury, a testament of those that were looking out for me, and sadly had to fall before the end. But I think I played a great game. I stand by it 1,000%. And I can't wait to hear what you guys have to ask.
All right, let's get Angelica on, and the floor is yours, Angelica.
Wow. I have played this game differently than I have played any other game. And I always wear my heart on my sleeve. But I think that maybe it's a testament to this stellar cast, but I was able to form relationships with everyone in the game in different ways. There were very few people, especially once we hit jury, that I didn't feel like I had longevity with, while also having Erica, while also having what we called at the end stacking dolls, which was we were 2 inside of 3, inside of 4, inside of 5. Yeah. So me, Erica, and Danielle, me, Erica, and AJ, me, Erica, Danielle, and AJ, me, Erica, Danielle, AJ, and Lance. And they all went down that way. Out of all those people, I felt I was the one most connected to Ryan. I did want Ryan to stay at that point in the game. I thought once we hit Final 5, there was a chance anyone there was taking me to the end. I know myself as a player, like by this point, and me taking myself to the end was a very, very small chance. So I was by the time we hit jury thinking about how I could get here. In the past day, I didn't think I was going to sit here. So this is like fully coming from my heart. I think that I made a confessional in this game about how how much bigger it all is and how much bigger the relationships are and how I was crying. And then I spent this past day really, really angry. And it wasn't because I didn't think it was the right choice to take me out. It was because these relationships I've made with everyone here have been so dynamic. I think Ryan's biggest move, yes, definitely was that double veto play. But the night it happened, I got on a call with Jack. I said, you know what I think just happened? I think Ryan told Jabbar to play that. They knew what they were doing. That was complete setup. And that's when Jack told me about the metadata. Like, we were the ones, that was my favorite call of this game because we were laughing so hard putting all the pieces together. Like, I was there right on the other side of that while also keeping Ryan close. When I had to tell Ryan at Final 5 that it was a 4, I hesitated because I had been loyal to Ryan up to that point, but if he was most likely to win the veto. He wins the veto off the block. He controls my HOH and Erica has to go up. That's the only reason why I fractured that relationship. So I feel control of I had control in every vote except for the first one of jury. That was that was a real roller coaster. But I didn't need the comp wins. I got the comp wins when I needed it. I looked out for Ryan. Especially at Final 6, when I think me and Erica were top in control, she had Lance, I had Ryan. I did not know if that was going to go my way. Ryan staying there was my best case scenario because us 4 were going to have to turn on each other. And out of all of us, I thought the people's corners he would be in would be mine or AJ's. I know this is not as succinct as it could be, but I hope I'm relaying this is the best strategic game I think I could have played, and it's up to what you guys value here. I'm really excited to answer your questions, but I understand that Ryan has killed this game competitively. I think I've killed it socially and strategically. So I'm very interested to hear what y'all want to know more of. And I love you. And oh my God. That's it, Josh.
All right. Our first juror is here, so we're going to get right into it. I think we're going to go relatively in order. Angelica, in that case, yes, it is Robert. He's here, and he's ready to talk. So, Robert, the floor is yours.
A table for 3? No, just kidding. No, let's cancel that reservation. Wow, so exciting. Oh my God, I wasn't ready to just jump right in. I'm trying to get my head in this light, so it's okay. Wow, congrats to both of you. This is just a crazy final 2. Oh my God, yeah, okay, let's just get right into it. Okay, personally, I'm not voting based off of who I like better. First of all, I love you both. Angelica, I love you so much. If it was just based on that, you get my vote. But I'm voting for who the best strategist is, okay? So that's what I'm looking for. You need to own your moves and be honest, just, with what you were strategically thinking at that time. I feel like I understand both your strategies before I left. The questions come from after I left. So starting with RT, why did you decide to target Jabbar after you're saying now your best move is having him play the secret veto, so he could lose it and then you could target him the next round? I feel like so that's my first question. Why did you target Jabbar during that HOH?
Yeah, right. So obviously I do stand by that. I think Jabbar and I made that move together, and I think it was what shook up and opened that game to the point where I could make that move against Jabbar. Getting that out of the way, I knew it freed up space for me to target him down the line. And winning that next HOH, I felt like the best point at that time was to further open it up in terms of targeting the social players. I know you and I had that conversation where people were overlooked in the early game a little bit, and I felt like Jabbar and Erica were 2 people in the spotlight. So it wasn't even necessarily directly against Jabbar. It was that I had to put up 2 people that I knew were connected on different sides of the house, solely to see where cards fell. And I did. That vote was extremely close to being split. People were reaching out to me, be like, where are you going to vote if this ties? And if anything, it gave me information. Jabbar was someone that, while I had strategic conversations with, I didn't have constant conversations with. I didn't feel super close with. So I was willing to let him go or let Erica go at that time.
I see. So were you unaware of there being a 5-person chat with Erica, Angelica, AJ, Lance? Who am I missing? Danielle?
I knew that they were very close throughout the game. I knew it wasn't by luck that the people that I all really liked were making the end game together.
Mm-hmm.
I had constantly said in my prod chat, I'm not someone that operates under worries that there's a chat that exists. I know the game that I can play when it comes down to it. I had hope and confidence in those relationships. And no, when it hit final 5 is when I was told about the chat when I got put up. But again, it wasn't a concern of mine, so I was okay with still losing Jabbar there.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to come back to you. Angelica, first, can you tell me when was that chat made? That 5-person?
So that was actually during that HOH Tuesday of Erica. The 5 was made. The 4 was made early, as soon as you left. Because the 4 of Danielle, me, Erica, and AJ was the Revengers after you left.
Okay, next question. When were you, Courtney, and Erica? When was that made? Was that after I told you, or after you found out me, Nikki, and Tommy had a chat, or before?
Yeah, that was after you, me, and that's after I found out that.
After you found out, is that when
me and Erica's first 3-person alliance was with Nikki, and then we made one with Courtney.
Okay, so you're fine. Then you, Erica, and Nikki, was that prior to knowing about
the
me?
Meatballs. What?
Was that prior to knowing?
Also had one with Courtney there, and the vote was between the 2, and it was going Nikki's way.
Wait, say that again. Oh, yes, that one I see.
We had alliances with Courtney and
Nikki.
Yes, we were on the block together, and the vote was going Nikki's way.
Okay, skipping ahead. How in the world did you convince them at the end for them to take out Lance instead of you?
That was our alliance because we had the 4 within the 5, and the 4 of us had been together longer. Lance was brought in to make sure Erica stayed next to Jabbar, but I think Lance was disposable to everyone but Erica there. So that's when I feel like Erica and I first butted heads in the game.
Okay, next question. Why did you take out AJ instead of Danielle?
Because I thought Ryan was more likely to save AJ if he won the final 4 veto and not Erica or I. But he would take out Danielle. I didn't think he'd take out AJ there. And Ryan was winning all these vetoes. So that was just me making sure I made final 3.
Okay, back to
we had to go at 5.
Thank you, Angelica. Amazing. RT, why did you decide to take Angelica instead of Erica at the very end?
I think that Erica played a far more visible game. Surviving 2 votes on the block by unanimous votes is no easy feat. I think that while Angelica usually plays with her heart on her sleeve, I think it was a quiet game throughout here. She had her hiccups early on, and other than that, stayed behind the shadows. I think that a big aspect of my game is that I played to everybody's face. I played straight up 1,000% of the time, and I was targeted the whole way through. It would not have made sense for me to sit next to someone else that was targeted, played up front, played loud, and spoke what she thought. So I brought Angelica instead.
Okay, that's interesting because I think the opposite between those two. I think that's my time, though. We're gonna keep fighting hard. Hey, I just want to keep hearing through. I mean, pander to each jury member as you do, but for me, I'm looking at strategic mindset throughout the game. Okay, good luck to both of you. You both did amazing. Great job to both. Seriously. Okay, take me out.
Hi, I'm here. Something went wrong with my camera, and I'm gonna kick Ryan or Robert out rather. Max, I don't know who's next, but they're not here yet. Oh, Robert's back. Why'd you bring him back, Max? I mean, you can hang.
I'm rooting for you both so hard. This is such a great final 2. Okay, take me out.
Sorry, hold on. We were looking for Courtney, but I don't know if Courtney's here, so we're trying to get Jabbar. One moment. Sorry for this dead air. Oh wait, Courtney is typing. Okay, yay. Oh, is she here? It says she's backstage. Oh, there's Jabbar, but I don't see Courtney. All right, we're gonna wait to see if, oh, there's Courtney. Beautiful. Courtney, the floor is yours.
Hey guys, congratulations. So I don't normally go the route of making it about me, but in this situation, I feel like just knowing kind of what the other jurors are going to ask or knowing what they're talking about asking, I can't think of something more broad that I think that won't already be kind of claimed by somebody else. So I'm just going to ask about my own vote because it's the only thing I can really think to ask about. So I do genuinely want to know how voting me out strategically benefited your games or what the move was from that, because it does seem to me like based on just even like what has been said, that Lance was someone that you both were perfectly fine with voting out. So it wasn't like Lance was like a big part of your in-game plan situation or something. And then like from my perspective, I had a pretty good relationship with both of you, Angelica in particular. But both of you. I was never after either of you. And I also had no ability to gain any power anyway. I was harmless. So having a good relationship with you guys, knowing that Lance wasn't really like a big part of your games, I guess I want to know if, making that move, what was the strategic benefit to it, or like what was the at least idea behind it? Or was it more so like jumping on the bandwagon? Maybe it was someone else that was more so the mastermind behind that, because it's perfectly fine to have not owned everything, But like, I just want to hear. So I will have Angelica go first.
Our relationship one-on-one was solid and not the reason why I voted you out. The reason why I was fine with that vote and I thought it was good for me strategically, I don't think we were riding with the same people. I think you had a loyalty to Daniel that I did not have at that point in that game. And I think you had a loyalty to Jabbar who I didn't have that point. That was right after Daniel had put me up. Jabbar had saved people at live night. Then I found out that you told Jabbar Robert started that alliance. And that was like so like one-on-one, I thought we were good. We wouldn't come after each other, but we were going to come after each other's people. And that didn't pan out for me. I didn't think Lance was doing that. I thought Lance was working with the people who I wanted around. That's why it made sense to me.
Hi, Courtney. Yeah, to address like some of the smaller points you were mentioning regarding the votes, I don't think I've ever voted for someone else in this game. So my vote towards you was solely to benefit my game. I felt like at that point is when things really started to kick up in terms of my name being out there pretty heavily. People were spreading whatever they wanted about me and Jabbar being close, or me and like the metadata BS, whatever. Like all that started to hit right around that phase in the game. And I knew how I was going to have to quickly set myself up for the rest of the game. I needed people that were really tight with me, or people that I could hide behind a little bit. I felt like you were really close to Jabbar and Daniel, and they were people who I wanted by my side the next few rounds and wanted to have me as a priority. And Daniel and Jabbar both did, and it was seen in the next few rounds and stuff that we pulled off. But at the same time, I also knew that Landon and I had a good relationship. I knew that he could win comps a little bit better than you. And I was just trying to grasp on to people that in those next few rounds, if they won an HOH, I could have talked to them and helped myself out. Lands and his other wins had pretty quickly come to talk to me after he won to see what I was thinking. Whether or not he took that into consideration, I'll have to see after the season. But I just felt like Lance staying and you leaving freed up my options with some people that weren't really covered by those that I was against in the house, and helped me strengthen those. Because in all honesty, and a fault of mine, we didn't talk a ton. I valued our relationship. I fought for you earlier in the game, but at that point in the game, I had to put more direct focus on a few other people. So
Okay, awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys answering. And I really think that's really all I had for you tonight. So good luck with the rest of jury questioning, and we'll see you soon.
Thank
Bye,
you very
guys.
much, Courtney. All right, next up, the one, the only. I'll wait for him to get on cam so that I know that he's here.
Danielle's going to go because she's available right now.
Danielle's going to go first because she's available right now. Otherwise, she may not be available. So here's Danielle.
Sorry. Hello. Sorry, there's like background noise. Anyway, here's my question to both of you. And as I said in my goodbye message, my vote is very open. So I am taking all of this into account. Don't you worry. So my question is, what was it? I want you guys to both look at the other player's game. And I want you to note a flaw in that person's game and state why it should be considered in every jury member's vote. Why that flaw in their game is important to consider, whether it be like their strategy, their physical game, their social game, something they did specifically, why you wouldn't have done that or you did it better, and why that should be considered. And hopefully that made sense. And I'll have Angelica go first.
You're muted, girl.
Babe.
Wow. I mean, the flaw in Ryan's game, I think Ryan would say the same, is his social game. I think Ryan played a lot of this game as if he didn't need allies. And guess what? Like, I guess he didn't, but it's still social. We still have all of these people that we voted out. We voted out almost all the same. Except for one, I believe. What I'm saying is, I think that is the biggest flaw, because I think it was an overestimation, and I think it was playing with fire, and it still wasn't, it didn't, that doesn't merit control. Saving yourself doesn't. I saved myself and a lot of other people along the way. And I think that had to do with a social game that didn't need comp wins.
I think the flaw in Angelica's game, and she said it in the question earlier, is her strategy was literally one of hiding behind other people. The Angelica and Erica's whole Russian doll strategy was one built on other people being bigger threats and playing bigger games than her the entire time. Voting in an alliance was never really an option for me. I was targeted since the beginning of the game. There were people that were pushing my name as they were leaving the house. Jury started. I was going to be put on the block if Robert won. And the whole way through the merge, I was being targeted every round. Danielle, you said it yourself. The hardest thing for you to do this game was to get rid of me. Angelica didn't have those struggles that I had because she hid behind other people that people wanted to get rid of. I don't think that's a strength in a game. I think voting in an alliance is something that you need. You need people to vote with. And I still had that while still playing visibly. Angelica hid behind AJ, hid behind yourself, hid behind Erica, up until the point where I just evicted Erica because I felt like Angelica played a worse game. So.
Okay, great. I just want to let you both know I have no idea what any member of this jury is voting. So just keep going strong. You both are in it to win it. You're both doing great. Love you guys. Y'all kill it. Okay, goodbye.
Thank you, Danielle. All right. Next up, actually now, here in heels, it is the one, the only Jabbar.
Oh my gosh. Hi. I feel like I've been going forever. Oh my gosh, Angelica, Ryan. First of all, I would like to say congratulations to both of you. Ryan, you sent me home. Angelica, you and I had our little thing, but we squashed the beef. So I just want to set the record straight that I have no ill feelings towards either one of you. I'm not bitter, and I'm completely torn. So I have a question, I guess, to highlight what something that I heard both of you say, and we'll go from there. So Ryan, we're gonna start from you, with you. Excuse me. Let me get my glasses. Yes. So you had mentioned after I had left, you had enough hope and confidence in, I guess, your social connections with the other players to keep you moving forward, essentially. And I mean, essentially, you did get there. But my question to you is, when did you genuinely realize that you needed to win out to get there? And why do you think, once you realized this, that you specifically became such a big target for the rest of the house? Why don't you think you weren't included in, like, the big alliance?
Right. Well, I know Danielle told me herself the reason that big alliance was formed and I was excluded from it was because I put you up on the block, Jabbar. I gave her a sense of we gave her a sense of security there with me, you, AJ, and Danielle, and I quickly flipped on that. I stand by it 1,000%, but it obviously put me in that position a little bit. I do think you going home that round was just as strong for me as Erica going home, and you and I had those conversations the whole time. We were always going to put up two people that we stood by wanting to leave, and we're never going to have any qualms with it. In terms of the competition wins, I needed them when jury started. As soon as that live night happened,
And Daniel won HOH and told me and you, he's like, hey, I'm having your back here. That's why I'm putting up these people. My name was out there from the jump. Jack was pushing me, and you and I had to do that double veto plan. And from there on out, I knew we were playing a visible game. Everybody was on to us. And the only way I was going to keep my name out of people's mouth is if they literally couldn't vote it. I knew my biggest goal was to get the final 6. That's when my fate was going to be completely in my hands. So I wasn't worried about a big alliance of 4. I wasn't worried about AJ or Danielle being a little bit closer to somebody else than they were to me. Because if they did have different priority, I could win and make them put that other priority against themselves and not against me. So I hope that answered your question.
It did, and thank you so much. So, Angelica, I guess I kind of have like 2 questions on you based off of things that you've said and things that I've noticed. The first being, you mentioned that RT staying as long as he did was better for you as other people within your alliance. But could you kind of like elaborate to the jury your perspective on RT staying? Like, did you feel like his comp wins kind of like meant nothing and you were able to play around him? Or do you think that his comp wins kind of like benefited you because he was also like helping take down some of the people who you wanted? So like, were you able to strategize around him?
I told Ryan on his first HOH and on his second HOH that it didn't matter if we knew each other outside this game, doesn't matter any past, we need to build an in-game relationship. This is your HOH, you have my vote. Both times. I worked hard on my relationship with Ryan. I feel like I was always put on the back burner though, and it was on the back burner for me. But once Ryan had the HOH at Final 9 where you and Erica went up, I could not believe it wasn't me and Erica because we were visible by that point. So I don't think I played in the shadows. I think we were being called out as a duo that early in the game. So once I didn't go up on his HOH, I did feel good with Ryan and that I could work around his comp wins and that they'd be more beneficial than they were to the other people in my alliance that I'd eventually have to turn on.
Okay. And the second part of my question to you, you also mentioned that like obviously, well, it's obvious that Ryan won way more than you. So given the opportunity that you won the final 3 HOH, who did you evict, and like what's your selling point to beat the other person that you kept?
I don't often get the opportunity to play super loyal to someone. If I am, they go out. Both times I've played a game with Robert. Anytime there's somebody who I'm very close to, I don't feel like we can really ride. So the further and further Erica and I got into this game, the more excited it made me. I would have taken Erica to the final 2 just to complete that mission. And I do feel like I had enough control within it that I stood a fighting chance. I know that we would have been fighting for the same votes, but I was confident enough to do that.
So just for clarification, you would have evicted Ryan, and you think you stood a chance against?
Yeah.
Okay. And Ryan, so I don't have any more questions, but like you were making faces. So do you have like a rebuttal or
Sorry,
anything?
I show everything through my face. I think that the past few questions she's mentioned that my comp wins were good for her. All my comp wins were vetoes. They were only good for myself at that point in the game. And the HOHs I did win, it made no sense for me to put Angelica up against Erica. I needed somebody that had my back a little bit outside the people that my relationships weren't good with. I knew Angelica was better with Erica, was better with Danielle, and I needed someone on that side to kind of speak for me. And Angelica said it herself. She did on multiple occasions. So my comp wins weren't good for Angelica. They were good for me, and they were good for the people that I may have saved at other points in the game. Like I said, I had to play an individual game when the game hit. It wasn't for anybody else but myself. So if Angelica felt good with me for that reason, then great. I did what I had to do better, and I did what I had to do right. But yeah, that's my counter to what she had to say.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your answers. I still will be listening and taking notes. And despite whoever wins, 2 completely different games, and I know that we'll have a pretty cool winner. Good luck to you both.
Thank you very much, Jabbar. Next up, someone that inspired some new BBH merch, but I don't even know if he knows that yet. We'll talk about that after the season. It is Jack.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to see what that merch is. I have no idea what that's about. It's good to see you both. I've missed you both a lot, and I'm excited to get to talk more after this is over. I do have a specific question, but first I wanted to ask Ryan if he's learned how to scrub the metadata from any video he posts anywhere.
No, I still have no idea what that word means. I wish you would have taught it to me earlier, but Liz, you got me. There's no denying that. So
Yeah, so we'll talk later, but I did want to address it straight up that you said that you were straight up with people and lied to me about that metadata thing. So I did just want to point that out really quick to make sure that the jury was aware of that. So I do want to get to my question, and it actually piggybacks really nicely off of Danielle, so I'm glad that she asked what she did. I want you to talk about your biggest flaw in the game.
Jack, can I ask a question? Can you change
Can
you change your audio settings? Sometimes AirPods make your audio so horrendously horrendous that you're gonna make all our ears bleed. So go.
Let me see what I can do. I should be on.
Do it on StreamYard. On StreamYard, if you click Cam Mic, there should be some audio settings.
Is this better? I switched to my actual.
so much better. Thank you.
All right. So thank you, Josh, for calling that out. I thought it was on my actual microphone. I didn't realize that I wasn't. But yeah, what I'd like for each of you to do is take what you've had identified as your biggest flaw in the game, and I want you to sell it to me like it is your biggest strength and the reason that I should vote for you to win this game. And I want to start with Ryan.
yeah, I mean, there's no denying my biggest flaw in the social game was that I didn't. My biggest flaw in this game was that I didn't build as tight of personal relationships as I thought I did. Jack, I thought you and I were extremely tight, but it was through the relationships that I had with other people, like that I had with Daniel, that I had with Jabbar, where I was able to pick up on the fact that you were against me and were pushing these things about me. If I didn't have AJ to tell me, hey, Jack knows about this metadata BS, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't know to have that double idle play with Jabbar. I wouldn't have the knowledge that you had to go very soon. My social game was not a flaw in the sense that everybody's pushing it as, because I would not have been here today and right now if it wasn't for some connections that I had. Obviously, I had to have a more visible competition wins to get myself here, but my social game and my reads on the relationships of those like you, like Danielle, are what had helped me navigate the rest of the game to know what to do with the vetoes, to know where to put my vote, and etc.
Okay, cool. That was a good answer. I was with you. I don't know if I think that just got mixed up a little bit, but it's whatever. Angelica, you're up next.
Well, as a surprise to no one, my biggest flaw in the game is my competition ability. Obviously, it's not an act. It's some of them I really flopped in, right? But I don't have a personality that can hide. The only way that I hide, as Ryan says, is to become less threatening in any way I can. He just said that it was Daniel and Jabbar who he was really close to. My allies stayed in the game. I did not win any comps and did not have to come after them. I was able to hide my hand. And I think I was able to take something which I've always struggled with, taking this inability mixed with a very big personality. So I can't go under the radar. So I have to take these two things and balance them out. And I accentuate my competition performances whenever I'm on a call with anyone. I make sure you're thinking about it because I need you to be thinking about it. But I can sure as hell get off the ground 12 times in a minute. So when I need to show up, I show the fuck up as best I fucking can. And I play this game with a lot of heart. And I don't think my performance in the competition matters. I think it's my participation and like just ability to use it to connect.
I think that's really well said. Well, that's all I have to say. Again, I really do like you both. I'm delighted to get to be friends after this, and my vote is still up in the air. I think all of the jurors after me are going to be a lot harder, so I look forward to seeing what they have to say.
Thank you very much, Jack. Next up, it is, I think, live from a cruise is Daniel.
Hi.
Daniel on the cruise.
Yes. Surprise. I am on a cruise in the middle of the ocean right now, but I would not miss being here for anything. I just want to say right off the bat, I think no matter what happens between who wins, we're getting an amazing winner. Both of you have fantastic stories in this game and could not be any more different. But both of you, congrats on making it to the end in a very hard season. I'm going to try not to curse. I curse a lot, but I'm going to try not to. But before I get into my question, I want to kind of talk about some things that were brought up, some things that weren't brought up. But I'm in a position, like, of course, as jurors, some people might feel some sort of way about one person or another personally, but I want to bring attention to some things because I feel a little hurt by both of you. There was something like Ryan, you've mentioned twice now that I nominated Robert and Angelica as a move to benefit you. It was truly only I saw it as a move to benefit myself, but I worded that to you in a way that I was like, I'm doing this to help you because I felt like our relationship was straying away a little bit in the game. But then you continued to not really work with me in the game. And I was like, shit, I really wanted this to be like the opening door again, but then it wasn't. And I was like, dang. Also, I already cursed, but it's fine. And then Angelica, I loved every single one of our conversations. Like you were so fun to talk to, but like, of course, now leaving the game, I'm like, damn, like you did not have my back. Like you had so many other people and you did a fantastic job of hiding it. But I'm just like, I don't know. I was in a weird position all game where like everyone was blowing smoke up my butt for a lot of the game, but you were doing it extra well. But yeah, so my question is pretty open-ended, but I think it's a fair question, and I just want to encourage you need to answer it honestly. Don't lie because it will show to the jury. So each of you, and we'll start with Ryan first. I want you to rank on a scale of 1 to 10 4 different aspects of your game and explain in short. It's a kind of a long question, but explain in short a little bit on each part. And those 4 things are your strategic game, your social game, your physical or competition game, and your luck in the game.
Yeah, so I'll start with the obvious one, I suppose. I think my physical game was a 10 out of 10. I set the record for BB Hometown's competition wins in a season. I'll leave it at that. It was necessary for me to survive. I could not have made it through the end game without them. In terms of my luck, it was just as important. During the pre-jury, I wasn't picked for many vetoes. It allowed me to play the game I was playing of having these relationships with alliances like the alliances like the plague doctor, while still like pushing Tommy and pushing Abby as threats bigger than myself. If I were to be picked in more vetoes, I know how I am in my gut. I would have wanted to win them. I would have wanted to play them, and it would have exposed my game far more than it did. In terms of strategic, I think it was a 7 or an 8. I think that I set myself up very well in the pre-jury. The people that I had the best relationships with made it to the jury phase. Those that were pushing my name, those that were against me, left in the pre-jury phase. And while I didn't have the time like Angelica to put really tight into relationships like yours, Daniel, and I'm sorry I didn't feel like a priority. You didn't feel like a priority to me because you were. But even despite that time, people were coming to me with information and I was able to operate under that. Despite being targeted, I was able to pull things off, like getting Danielle and getting AJ off the block. I think that my strategic game is a big strength that helped me put myself in the position where I could win comps without too many worries. And in terms of my social game, I'd be lying if I said it was anything more than a 4. I put every second into this game that I had. I messaged people, and anybody in the jury in the game can testify. When I had free moments, I was trying to talk to whoever I could and whoever I felt was going to give me the most leeway and the most time at that moment. I played a game of honesty in my votes. Obviously, I lied about the metadata, but that was to save relationships with those that I knew I was kind of screwing over there. That I knew, Daniel, that it could have been a risk that you went up when that double veto played. And so I had to cover my tracks a little bit. But at the same time, I never sent someone out the door with bullshit. I never led people on with alliances. If I was talking to people and were telling you that you were a priority, they were 1,000% my priority. If I was nominating someone, I told them before they went up and I explained to them where I stood. throughout this game, I didn't play with friends. I didn't play with people just because I had that sense of comfort with them. If I was playing with them, it was for the betterment of my game. Like Daniel, even yourself early in the game, I said, I don't want to work with you just because I recognize your face. You know what I mean? We had built that connection early on, and that's why we worked so well together. Angelica and Erica are two people who I knew and didn't work with them to the point where I nominated Erica because she was a friend of mine. That's the only reason I felt comfortable. I don't know if other people can say the same. But yeah, I hope that answers your question.
10 out of 10. 1 through 4, which one first? Okay. We'll start with physical competition. I'm giving myself a 5 out of 10 because out of 1 out of 4 games, I won a competition. So therefore, I feel like I'm getting better. And I was really proud of myself in the veto I didn't win. I won the most parts of it. I don't know. I gave everything my all, so I am not low. I am not ranking that less than a 5. Okay, next. It's strategic, social, and what's the fourth one you want?
And luck.
Luck. Okay, luck. I feel pretty neutral on luck. I think that I haven't had bad luck, but I think I insulated myself in a way where, like, if things had went differently and the allies that I was riding with were the targets, I had nuance pick up. Like, we were really working on our relationship. Had that double gone differently, I was insulated no matter what. So I tried not to rely on luck. I'll give that like a 7 out of 10 because I think I had it, but wasn't leaning on it. Social, I'm giving a 10 out of 10. I did everything I did everything the best that I could. It may not have been the most conventional social game or the most it's not clean. It's very messy. Like I will say things I regret and then come to you and then talk to you about it and then, like, I don't know. I play a messy but honest in who I am social game. Was I manipulative with my relationships? Yes, that was to further me and again keep me insulated because of that, not so great competition acumen. Last one, strategic. I'm also giving myself a 10 out of 10 in this game for all the things I just described. I was thinking from the beginning how I make sure I'm safe, moving I see this game in little parts and moving every part along the way while keeping the allies that I cared the most about safe as well. Nice to see you.
All right, great. Yeah, both of y'all answered that really well. My vote is still up in the air. I think that no matter what, we're going to get a good winner. And I wish both of you the best of luck and cannot wait to be friends with both of you outside the game. I no hard feelings at all. I love you guys.
Thank you very much, Daniel. All right, next up, it is Lance.
Hello, guys. Congrats to the both of you. I really wasn't expecting this duo to be the final two, but amazing job. So anyway, I feel like both of your games were off my radar. Like, you guys were playing a lot of your game around me, Angelica more so than Ryan. So Angelica, you can answer first, but can you walk me through the different strategies you used and the alliances you were in throughout the game? And tell me which strategy or alliance was most effective for you and why.
I think in the pre-jury stage of the game, I focused a lot on who I felt like I trusted and how I felt like they would trust each other. It was a lot of feeling out how people felt about each other because that's how you can bring groups to form. Fun fact, round 1 or 2, I'd say within the first 3 days, my first call with Ryan, we were just talking through people and literally pitched an alliance with him, Erica, Danielle, Robert, and I think AJ was in that conversation. So it was all the people I'm close to. Ryan basically turned it down. So, but therefore knew who I was like looking to move through this game with. So you said earlier that you were excluded from it. I don't think you were because I wanted you there. It was just that I felt like that was a no because it never came up again. It was something Robert and I had talked about. Robert was the one. I knew several people coming into this game, but in very different ways. Robert's the only one I had played with, but I felt very comfortable playing with. we played great together. So I was running everything by him. When I found out Robert was in a chat with Nikki and Tommy, I didn't know about because Nikki accidentally spilled it. That's when I was like, I think Erica Petrillo just jumped your spot in line in one of my confessionals, because Erica and I were getting closer, and Robert had the secret, and then I juggled both. And that was a lot of my game, was juggling my alliances. Sometimes people that were coming after each other. I felt great with Ryan by the time, I was feeling good with Ryan. By the time he won HOH, I was nervous. And then he puts up Erica. So I'm good with him, but he's coming after my ally. And now I'm juggling that. So that was a lot of my game. And that's why I think Lancey, like, we didn't really play together, but we ran in the same circles. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we were on the same page a lot of the time, just by, I felt comfortable that you were comfortable in my bubble until you weren't, until we got to the point where it didn't work out anymore.
Ryan.
I didn't know if it was the same question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, Landon, I think you and I talked a lot about, when we called it was always strategy. We always jumped right into it. I think we viewed things very similarly. In the early phase, a lot of people were being overlooked. And my big thing coming into this game was I didn't want anybody to be underestimated. I didn't want people who weren't as connected in the cast to be screwed over here. And that's why pretty early on, I saw people like Julia, I saw people like yourself really getting overlooked by people. And I saw you both as strong players and wanted to have relationships with you. So early on in the game, I didn't want to win competitions. I didn't want to be a big vocal target. During the plague, I fought to get that immunity because I didn't want to have to get blood on my hands, because I wanted to fight for other people. I wanted to have those relationships with yourself, have those relationships with Julia, even though she skipped the HOH and kind of put me in that weird spot there. But it allowed me to, like Angelica said, feel around to see where people were at. I knew who she was close with. She proposed that alliance with me. It wasn't a value to me because I wanted to value the people that were overlooked. I felt like I was getting overlooked at that point, in the sense of not having super strong connections with people, because I wasn't relying on pregame stuff. I wasn't relying on the fact that I knew Robert or that I knew Nikki and Tommy, like Angelica just admitted she did. When jury hit, my strategy had to change. I was forced into a survival position. There's no denying it. They wanted me gone and they couldn't do it. I had to play big, and I set myself up to play big. I felt really good with Daniel. I felt really good with with Jabbar, with AJ. And by having them there, it allowed me to have some wiggle room, and it allowed me to play a little bit larger, play a little bit more vocal, and I never hid behind anyone else's word. I was always mine. And it's what got me here now. People knew what they were dealing with. Angelica felt comfortable with me because I was always vocal about what I thought. I always gave it how it was. And it's a value of my connections and my social game that got me here, not Angelica hiding behind me, not anyone else hiding behind me. So,
Angelica, did you want to respond to him? I saw you had some reactions.
Well, okay, you also know Erica, Nikki, and Tommy, so you can't, and I wasn't working with them because I know them. I wasn't even working with Tommy. And my relationship with Erica built in this game. Robert's the only one that I did feel like I immediately could work with, and I fully own up to that. I owned up to it in the game. But you didn't want to underestimate people, but you underestimated me.
Okay. Thank you. Answered my question.
You good, Lands?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Thank you very much, Lands. Next up, it is fifth place icon, AJ Norris.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Man, y'all are so awesome. Genuinely, if y'all don't know how dope y'all are, like the dopest, you're better than that. So okay, so like legit. Ryan, you know you're my guy, you're my dude. I'm a 5, you're a 10, but you know you're great. Angelica, you know, you and me, we are on that level. We had that core. I said we were going to get this. You were going to get to the end, and God damn it, you did. I am very happy for y'all. Y'all can breathe. Y'all just got the twins left, the Gemini twins. That's all y'all got left. Y'all are almost through this. And I'm going to bring some levity, some like happiness, joy to this real quick. So I got a couple questions for y'all. First off, I'll go with Angelica first. Tell me a highlight of your game, like something that brought you really happy and joyful during this process.
There was a lot of joy in this game. This game probably had the most joy of maybe any game I've played. Oh God, a highlight. Okay. It's underestimated. I think a highlight is definitely the call I had with Jack that was so unexpected and lovely, like right in the middle of the game after those double vetoes were played. But I also had an experience. I had so much joy with everyone because I really enjoy everyone, so I could like pinpoint them. But one that I think was unique was when Jabbar was leaving. Jabbar, maybe 30 minutes before, was like, "Is there any chance I could get your vote?" And I was just like, no, it's Erica. Like, no, that doesn't make sense for me. And it was, the honesty was there because we just clearly weren't working with each other at that point. And I wasn't selling anyone out by my vote there. So we were able to have this really honest, like almost post-mortem conversation about the games we played and what we saw in each other. And, Jabbar was talking about how he just didn't understand the move that week, Ryan's move as HOH. And I was able to agree with him, but he was able to tell me where like I went. It was very lovely, and you don't normally get to have those experiences. So that was cool.
No. RT, same question for you, my boy.
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't an extremely tough and emotionally draining game for me. I mean, even up to your boot cursing me out on your way out. It took a lot out of me. And it was very mentally tough. I take these games super seriously. Like, I like to put as much into it, and being as busy as I was really drained from that. That being said, I did find a lot of enjoyment in the people side of things. I wanted to come in here and joke around and be that fun-loving guy. I had, from the jump, I had a Gleek alliance with Julia. I've never seen an episode of Glee. So Courtney messaged me at one point and said, "Oh, I just love Popeye chicken nuggets. I know you told me to try them." And I've never had Popeye's chicken nuggets, but just like things like that to kind of like mess around and have those fun little conversations with people, even as silly as they were, was just fun to me, and find enjoyment in the little things in the game. At the same time, like at moments in the jury where people were having my back, like AJ, even you tell me about the metadata, like you have no idea how much it meant to me, because at that point I felt so downbeaten and felt ignored by other people in the game. And to have someone that was having my back at that moment, even with a little thing like that, well, it was meant the world to me in terms of allegiances, even if you may have had other priorities. So
Thank you. You were a priority of mine. You weren't always number one, but you were a priority. Next question. What does winning mean to you? Like winning BBH 14, being crowned a champion. What does it mean to you? And this time you can go first, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, it means everything to me. If I didn't care about this game, I would have been invisible and downbeaten a long time ago. Like I said, I was up against the odds in every sense of the way through here. For me to get to the end here and win this would be, I think it would speak mountains on what I value about myself. I think that I tried to value honesty as much as I could in terms of how I talk to people. And if I could get here now, never hiding behind my words, I think it would help me feel a lot better about myself and how I go about things. It's nice to sit here with a piece of BBH history. Obviously competition wins weren't my whole game, but it's cool to have those to my name and to have that kind of statistic on the sheet. But that being said, I'm a person that loves an underdog. I root for an underdog in every sport. I root for an underdog if I'm watching two kids mess around on the playground. And I think that I exemplify that story here. I was the last roach that couldn't be killed. And for the win to seal that up would be the best feeling in the world, as like hey, you guys tried, but try harder next time. So yeah.
Thank you. I like that. Angelica, what does it mean for you to be champion, for you to win the season?
God damn it, AJ. When I thought there was a chance I couldn't win this game, that I wouldn't be able to sit here and fight for it earlier today. It was like the most heart. I thought of you, man. Because a few days ago I saw it all over you, and there I was, like, all like, and I think that's when this game means so much to me, because I feel like participating in this and making the relationships with all of you during this process made like every day a little bit better. So I think I was like, A, sad it's almost over, and B, I don't feel like I could have done better. And the thought of getting so close and still not being good enough, when I think I played the best game a player like me can play. Like, I think I played the most self-aware game, not only of myself, but where other people's allegiances were standing. Like, AJ, what Ryan just said, how much he valued you telling him about that video. That's why you specifically had to go at 5, because I thought Danielle and Erica would take out each other at 4. Like, I was always aware of not only myself, but everyone else. And I think that is the best thing I can bring. Like, that is the type of player I can show up and be like at my best. And I did. So that's why this particular win, it wouldn't feel by accident. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. I like that one a lot too. Y'all are not making this easy. God bless. One more question, and this has nothing to do with the game, but I would like to get to know a little bit more about you. What charity were you playing for, and what does it mean to you? Oh, you can go first, Angelica.
Oh, I'm playing for Trust Women, which is a women's clinic here in the Midwest, where there aren't many of those. It's actually the only one within a 300-mile radius, providing tons of family and women care. I volunteer there. I was up until COVID, I was volunteering there for years. I was a hand holder. And it means a lot to me. That's something that, it means a hell of a lot to me.
Understood. I love that. And Ryan?
I'm playing for the Joyful Heart Foundation. It's a foundation that helps spread awareness, spread education, and spread support for victims and families of those that have suffered from sexual abuse. It's something that has directly affected my life. I think it's something that isn't talked about enough, both with the victims and both with those that are kind of oblivious to it. So I think it's something that needs to be spread more. I think it's something that affects everybody in a little way, no matter how they know. So, yeah.
I love that. So much respect for both of y'all. I know coming into this game, I said, I want to play with people who are as good, if not better players than me. And Lord knows y'all are better players. Like, y'all did that shit.
Thank you very much, AJ. Those were wonderful questions, and we will see you in a little bit. And next up, and last but not least, it's Erica.
You motherfuckers. Well, I'm trying not to cry again. I'm such an emotional person. But I do have some thoughts. First of all, Angelica, I'm so sorry for the way that this day went.
Can I just say I didn't act right? I just want to say that.
No, it's okay. That's why I'm crying, because I love Angelica to death, and yeah, it wasn't a great turn of events. But I'm gonna focus on Ryan, as I should. Ryan, you made me look dumb. You said, get a speech ready because I'm taking you to the end. I wrote a whole speech for this. It's going to be really, really hard for me to vote for you, but I'm going to give you a moment to tell me why you deserve my vote.
Yeah. I said it when I voted you out. This wasn't an easy decision, and I know that's the last thing you want to hear, because I'm the one that made it and you're the one that got screwed over by it. when I was talking to you all through yesterday, I had full intentions to sit with you here today. Like I said, like I've been saying the entire day, I tried to stick to my word how I could. Um, but as I sat here throughout today and I sat here thinking about my game and what I valued about the two of yours, just the list of things that I saw in your game, Erica, and things that I knew I wanted to put forward in my game, I was seeing in yours way more. I like so much that I respected in terms of how you played, that you were able to be super vocal. You had the relationships. You survived votes on the block unanimously. You were playing the game that I very much wanted to play coming in here. Um, and the more I sat here and the more I thought about Angelica's game, it made sense for you to go. In terms of why I deserve your vote, I don't know if I could answer that for you. Obviously, I would hope that you can see the game I played. You can see that it was one that was very different from yours. It was one that was in the open and was as straight up as possible until I had to vote you out. Like I said, I played a game of adaptability, and when I made that deal with you, I was still fighting for my life. I wanted to be able to sit here after the turmoil that I went through the last few rounds. And I'm sorry that it ended the way it did with me voting you out, because I genuinely, when I talked to you and I told you to write a speech and I told you that we were going to be sitting here together and that's what was fair to both of us, I did genuinely mean it. I would not have lied to you straight to your face at that moment and lead you on. It was genuinely a decision made within the last hour.
Okay. I appreciate that. I think you did play an impressive game, and I'm not going to take that away from you. Just circumstances, you know. I love both of you so much. This game has been so fun playing it with you, Angelica, without you, Ryan. But good luck to the both of you, and we'll kiki after this. I was going to be mean, but I just don't have it in me, and I only cry. So, yeah, bye. Good luck, guys.
Thank you very much, Erica. All right, that is everybody. So it's now time for your closing speeches. I don't remember who went first. Who went first the first time? You did. You went first. So now Angelica will go first. Then Ryan will close us out, and that'll be that. So Angelica, I'll give you.
Wow. It's really nice to see you all again. I do wholeheartedly believe I deserve to win this game. I think, you know, especially hearing Ryan or Erica right there, Ryan says he was less scared to sit next to me, but he basically tricked me into not preparing for tonight because he knew how much of a threat I'd be here in the final two. And I think that even coming into it feeling really defeated, I have performed again to the best of my ability. I am very emotional. I need a minute, like with a lot when things surprise me, but very few things surprised me in this game. And that's to my credit. That's because I put myself in a position to funnel through. I said to multiple of you in this game, multiple of my allies, like, let's start an information funnel. I was making sure I knew as much as possible, and when it went out, we knew where it was going to go out. I'm so proud of the strategy I played, and I feel like it's a bit condescending to think that I was the easier one to beat here, but that's okay. I think that I needed people to think that. So, we couldn't get Ryan, absolutely, but y'all still couldn't get me. Like, I found a way to survive through all of these votes, and I think most people thought they were along for the ride. I think that I was adaptable with my strategies along the way, depending on that luck factor, like which I'm connected with wins. That's going to determine like where we shift. So I was very adaptable while also cutting to the end with my number one ally. I had Erica right here next to me. I think that's why I was so like today, like it wasn't a mad at Ryan, it was a mad at Erica, because I thought that we had a fight between us, but one I was confident and willing to go into. And I felt betrayed by Erica not wanting to go into that. But she also told me yesterday, and I couldn't stop thinking about this before I lost that part too. She was like, oh my gosh, I've been watching this 3-hour video today of the genius of Vanessa Russo. And then I lose the final three, like I'm out of the final three HOH. And she's like, I'm going to have to give you third. And I'm like, it's a compliment, I think, but I'm so mad. Anyway, despite it all, this has been such a ride. The good and the bad and the just social and strategic dominance, y'all. I don't understand much of, I don't have regrets here. There's not much I would do different. And I'm really proud of that. And I really hope you can see it. And I think Ryan is the best adversary because we did play these. What a dynamic final tribal. All we've been doing is going after each other because we played completely different games. So I understand here, this is up to what you value. I absolutely understand that. And that's how I'll see this. But I really hope it's my game that you value. All right, I'm going to let him talk.
What's going on, guys? I think that I played this game with myself in my own hands the whole time. I think that, like I said, from the get-go, I was up against the odds. There were people that were pushing my name as early as round 3, and I had to fight through everything to get here. I still tried to prioritize the people that were closest to me. I looked out for those that were going to set me up further down in the game, but still had the strength in my game to be able to let those go. I was balancing alliances while also selling them out in order for information from other people based off information that I heard from people like Angelica and people like AJ, to put me in the position where I felt safe enough to cut my own allies, to sell out plans that I was involved in for the betterment of my own game. It was a game that was visible. It was a game that was risky, and I'm still sitting here now. I take a lot of pride in what I put off here. I think that while I didn't play the most social game, I still was able to pull off all the stuff that those with a social game did. Everybody that left, like I mentioned earlier, it was unanimous votes. I was still getting out the people I wanted that the same majority alliance who were running with 5 votes were able to. I put off everything in this game for myself and with myself. I am sad to see my allies go before me, but I fought for them. I fought with them once they had to leave, to try and get here against the people that had burned them and had wronged them and had let them go. So I hope that I can bring it home for myself and the story that I've had, but also for those that I had to see go before me. Yeah.
Oh, am I unmuted? Yes, I'm unmuted. All right, everybody, that is it. So jurors, please submit a video to your diary room chat with your vote for a winner. That's how you will submit your vote in the next few minutes. We're going to hit the countdown. Going to let you guys relax for a few minutes while we, though there's not going to be relaxing, let's be honest, over the next few minutes while we tally up these votes. And then we're going to reveal a winner. So hang with us for a few more minutes and we will be right. It's it. I have the votes. No need to waste any more time. You guys have waited long enough. It is time. I will read the votes. Here we go. First vote, Angelica. Second vote, Ryan R.T. Taylor. Next vote, Angelica. 2-1. Next vote, RT. 2-2. Tied again. Next vote, Ryan Taylor. That's 3-2. Next vote, Angelica, tied again. Next vote, Angelica. Next vote, RT. It's coming down to the final vote. It is 4-4. And it comes down to this. For I think the 3rd straight season, we're coming down to the final vote. And the winner of Big Brother Hometowns Season 14. Congratulations to Ryan R.T. Taylor. You have won Big Brother Hometowns 14. Congratulations. What a finish. What an absolutely close night. Angelica, you have nothing to hang your head about at all. You were fantastic tonight. Ryan, obviously, you got the votes. You're the winner. This is unbelievable. Let me bring my friends back in.
Hi.
Good job to both of you guys.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you so much to production. Thank you to those on the jury that did or didn't vote for me. This is insane. If you asked me to start a jury, if I'd be sitting here right now, yet alone with Krystle's title, I would have called you crazy. I can't stop shaking. Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations to you both. I'm going to sign us off from here. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This has been one of our favorite seasons, one of the most fun seasons we've had. This has been an incredible night, an incredible finale. You should both be proud. Angelica, this you don't know because I think we decided it yesterday, but $50 is going to your charity as well. So we are donating to both your causes. And so, yeah, just wanted to say that here at the end. Thanks to everyone for watching. It's been a really fun night. We will have all kinds of fun off-season content. As always, it's going to be a lot of fun before we ramp up for BBH 15, whenever that happens. And we'll talk about that at a later time. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching, and good night.